Hi guys, my name is Tatiana Bowie, and again, I am a licensed realtor with Long & Foster. Now, I hope you're getting a lot out of my videos, the Buying Your Home series. 2 weeks ago, I discussed step number 3, which was talking about the mortgage pre-approval process, talking about how the lender is there to assist the buyer in getting the financing together, to then move on to this step that we're discussing here today, which is previewing homes. Now, as mentioned, the financing step is very important. Before you go and preview a home, you want to make sure that you know how much money you have, savings, how much money you're able to qualify for if you're not an all-cash buyer, and kind of what your monthly finances will look like when you do go in and purchase a home. Things that the lender will take into consideration: your credit, if you're employed, things of that nature. So once that step number 3 is settled, you're then able to comfortably move to step number 4, previewing homes, with that mortgage pre-approval letter in your hand, stating exactly how much you're able to afford. So then you're able to take that number and find houses and rental properties, whatever that may be for you, within that price range. Say if you didn't have the financing secure and set up, you may be looking at houses within the price range, but more than likely you're going to be looking outside of the price range, whether that be too high or too low. So once you have that pre-approval, you're able to rock and roll, you're able to look like a serious buyer. So now when it comes to previewing homes, you and your agent will talk about things that you need and things that you desire within your particular home. Your agent will then set up a search for you so that maybe every week you'll have it set up so that alerts are coming up to your email stating that there's certain properties that have recently been put on the market that fit your needs and desires. Again, your agent is going to have to know which ones that you want to preview. So you as the client, as a buyer, are going to have to communicate back with your agent and say, hey agent, I like property X. Hey agent, I like property Y. Hey agent, I want to see property Z this weekend. So that your agent is able to then get those addresses and schedule out a plan and time in which you both can go and see those properties. They're going to go into their system. It's called MRIS. It's a system that all agents use so that we're able to see what's available in real time for our clients. So they're going to go on there, they're going to schedule those showings, and they're going to tell you exactly what time and what day you're able to go. Now, again, you do have to schedule those online because, say for instance, there's a seller that still lives in their property because they have not bought another property yet. They're still living in their current one. There are going to be certain times in which, and even certain days in which you can go preview that property. Not every day and not every time will that property be vacant or available. Now, there are some cases where properties are completely vacant. The seller has maybe moved or something to that extent, and you're able to go in pretty much at any time. But you want to make sure that your agent knows that and justifies that by going into the system and seeing what type of property it is, either vacant or if it's occupied, and when and where what to go, into that particular property. You just want to make sure that you're safe and that you're kind of following a schedule for yourself. Again, you can also do things such as open houses. They're a little bit different as opposed to scheduling a showing. Open houses are normally available on Saturdays and Sundays. Those are the hotter days when people actually have time and can go on the weekends. Open houses are too available Monday through Friday depending on the particular property. Some houses actually do not have open houses. They just do, showings whenever the agent is going to bring their client, and that's it. They don't want any open houses. So it really depends on that particular property. Your agent has to make sure that they know if it has any available open houses coming up, and what time and where you can go in order to get into the property for a one-on-one individual showing. When you do go into the open houses, or if you go into a one-on-one with your agent for the regular showings, you don't want to just look for the aesthetics. You don't want to just say, oh, I like the paint color, or oh, I kind of like the layout of the house. Those are important. Just know that those things can be changed as well. But what's really most important when going through a home is to test things that could potentially be a problem. You want to make sure that the plumbing is working, so maybe flushing some toilets, cutting on some faucets, seeing if the water is working. Other things you may want to do, maybe crack open the windows, see if the windows are working and that they're stable. Maybe open up some doors. Sometimes various homes are very old and their foundation is kind of old. So because of that, sometimes door hinges and things could be kind of out of line and hard to open and not easy to maneuver. So you want to make sure you're checking for things like that. Maybe turn on some light switches, see if the lights are working. You may want to cut on fan ceilings. You may even want to look at carpets. The most important thing about a house is the basement, if it has one. A basement can tell a lot about a particular property. When you're in the basement, you're going to want to check the temperature, see how it feels, if it's comfortable. If it's a little musty and smells weird, it could have some mildew in the basement. It could have flooded. You never know. So you want to check for things like that. You want to look at the ceilings, the walls, to see if there are any cracks, because that's the foundation of the house. And if the basement has some issues, then the whole house initially has issues as well. So you want to really make sure you're doing your due diligence when you're previewing these properties, because it's very important to know if there are any potential problems that could arise once you move forward with that particular property, if you choose to do so via a contract and get it ratified, meaning accept it and moving forward, because that could be potential dollars that you're going to have to come out of your pocket with if the seller does not agree to get those things fixed. So I hope you got a lot out of that particular video. It's called Previewing Homes, step number 4, part of the Buying Your Home series process. If you have any questions, I would love to help you. My information will be provided at the end of this video. Talk to you soon. Have a good day.